My name is Oriade Kayode Adioye, but everyone calls me Ade. Most of my, my name actually is a fusion of my dad and my mom's given names. My dad's name is Onade and my mom's name is Violet Orie. So that's how Oriade came to be. I met Yetunde 2 years ago, precisely October 25, 2013, and it was actually through LinkedIn. And then I got this request from someone who's by the name of Yetunde Ademoyo, and I was like, okay, who's this person, you know? So I checked her profile and found out that, you know, she was a pharmacist, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe, you know, one of these days when I'm in Chicago, if ever I'm in Chicago, it'd be nice to just, you know, have professional colleagues. So I accepted the LinkedIn request, and it wasn't long after that I got another request on Facebook, and it was from the same person. So that, you know, piqued my interest.
My name is Yetunde. My first name is Yetunde, and my last name is Ademoyo. So I was just trying to clean up my LinkedIn profile and just make sure that, you know, it's up to date. Somehow, Ade's profile was like on the side, and I'm like, oh wow, his name was the very first thing that got me my interest. Like Oriade, like who bears this name? Like, it's a very rare name. And then a couple of days later, I was just having fun on Facebook, and then the name came back to me like, yeah, alright, that name, let me just see if he really does exist. It was the same name, same face. I'm like, oh wow, he really is a real person. I was gonna say hi out of courtesy and just walk away, but less than 2 seconds later on, there was a response. He was asking all these deep questions you don't ask a person you're talking to for the very first time in your life. Like, it was like, so are you married? And out of the blue, it was like, what's your phone number? I'm like, that's a no-no. I don't give out my phone numbers like that. So after a couple of requests, I'm like, well, it wouldn't hurt. So I'm like, I hope it's not already trying to call me. And yeah, it was. So I picked it up gingerly, like, hello. And then he's like, hi. And that was it. So it went from Facebook to telephone calls, and it's been that way so far.
So we talked all the way from, you know, when I left the hospital up until I went to the house. And then, you know, it was just basically, I would say, maybe not love at first sight, but maybe love at first talk. On December 27th, if I'm not mistaken, that was about 2 months after that I traveled from New York to Chicago, in order to see Yetunde. And there's a very early morning flight, and in the course of the maybe 2.5 to 3 hour flight from New York to Chicago, but I just kept thinking to myself, if this was the silliest move I've ever made in my life, because I really didn't know what was going to happen at the other end.
If he would choose to come on his maybe 1 or 2 days in a month that he's off to come say hi or visit me, then he must be kind of serious about this friendship thing.
I was at the aisle waiting to get my bag, and then she came from behind and she covered my face with her hands, and I turned around and I was like, oh, so this was like the most adventurous I would be, to just totally leave my comfort zone and go somewhere else without, you know, knowing what the outcome would be. Eventually, in September last year, that's where I popped the question, and I remember it was very nerve-wracking.
He came on his regular visits, and he asked that we go out to have something to eat.
You know, I'd spoken to the waiter and said, okay, hey, I want to propose, you know, to my girlfriend at the time, and you know, I was like, okay, let's do it over dessert, blah, blah, blah. And so this guy was taking forever to arrive, and I was getting kind of nervous and anxious. I'm wondering how it was all going to pan out.
But I noticed that throughout the whole time out, he kind of seemed to blank out a lot. He He seemed to just not be there. I knew he was in and out. I'm like, I just sensed there was a lot on his mind. Why are you so nervous about everything? And then he said, okay, I'll be right back. Shortly after, he came back and sat down. Then the waiter comes in with, a cup of coffee. So he gave him his own cup and was like, and this one is for the lady. And I'm like, why is he placing emphasis on which one is for him and which one is for me? So I'm like, well, thank you. And then he left. And, I'm not thinking too much into it. I'm just looking at Ade because he's right in front of me. And then he's staring at me and I'm looking at him. I'm like, well, okay, fine, let's drink up. So I try to pick up the napkin that was over my, coffee cup. And then I'm looking at something. I can't even make out what the image is because, of course, the lights are dim. I'm like, wait, what is this stuff on my napkin? And I look at it critically. I'm like, oh my God, this appears like a ring. And then my mind is clicking like, oh my God, is this a ring? What is going on here? And then I look and I see him like right on his knees on the floor and he's taking my hands. And then everything just made sense to me like, oh my God.
So how do I know that Yetunde is the one? I think deep down inside, every guy knows when they meet the person that is the one. And that's one thing that my dad told me. He told me something. He said, son, when you meet the person that you're going to be with for the rest of your life, you will know. Okay, so here are the qualities that or maybe know that Yetunde was the one. She has to be my very good friend. She has to be someone that I can tell anything to without any fear or any reservation. She has to be totally, I feel like I should be totally and completely free with her. I want, my wife to be very pretty. I want her to be very, very smart, to be able to match my wit at every level. And very importantly, I want her to be a very good Christian, someone that values God and also treasures family. As we began to talk and all that, I found out that she, already embodied all these qualities that I was looking for. So at that point, I knew that this was the person that I was going to marry.
The reason why I knew that Ade was the right guy for me was because it brings out this more playful side out of me. Like naturally, he makes me laugh, makes me do silly stuff, He just makes me remember when I was a child. He just understands me to a very large extent. Easy to talk to and just very, very humorous. He can make anything out into a joke.
What you talking about, girl?
But yeah, all of this just made me realize this is the guy for me, and I just can't wait for us to start our lives together as a couple.